In today's video, we're going to be talking about more details on the unreleased vehicles that are going to be coming out soon over the next couple weeks and months for the After Hours DLC. So let's start with some vehicles that have been in the game since day one, but are going to be added to the in-game websites. We have the price and the release order of that. So let's start at the very top. This is all happening on the Southern San Andreas Super Auto site. You guys can see the Karen Futo is going to be relatively cheap. At the top, only $9,000. The Impante Ruiner, only $10,000. The Bolacon Prairie, $25,000. The Karen BJ XL, $27,000. The Fathom FQ2, $50,000. The Benefactor Serrano is $60,000. The Emperor Habanero is $42,000. The Chariot Romero Hearse is $45,000. And the regular Mammoth Patriot is $50,000, with the Gallivanter Baller, for whatever reason, not having a picture, at $90,000. So those are your prices right there. The cheapest one being the Karen Futo, the most expensive one being the Gallivanter Baller. That makes sense given its more luxurious brand. Now, in case you guys are curious of the release order, you basically just have to go in reverse. The Baller is going to come out first, followed by the Patriot, the Romero Hearse, the Habanero, the Serrano, the FQ2, the BJ XL, the Prairie, Ruiner, and Futo. Now, we don't know how they are going to be released in terms of multiple at a time, but they are going to go in that order. So the Futo can't come out before the Baller. Let's just say that. Moving on, let's talk more about the existing cars that are going to be getting upgrades like liveries. We'll start with a couple of examples here. This is the Mamba. You guys can see the Mamba gets actually 10 new liveries: white stripes, black stripes, blue stripes, red stripes, hot rod flames, white stripe racer, black stripe racer, white retro racer, and black retro racer. So again, really cool liveries right there. Another example of what Rockstar is doing to some of the older cars in the game to simply just spice them up a little bit. So that right there is pretty cool. You've also got an example for the Futo, what it's going to look like. Now, these will also be the exact same for the Cockett Classic, Jester Classic, Mamba, Penumbra, Prairie, and Ruiner. So these are going to be the liveries you see for that, which is strange because some of them like only have Karen symbols on them, or their names are like Futo specific. So I wonder why those would carry over to the Penumbra or something like that. I'm really not too sure, but those are some of the unique liveries that we're going to be getting on some of the existing vehicles that will be returning that you just saw on the website. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little disappointed that these aren't in the game right now. I mean, Rockstar are drip feeding vehicles that have been in the game since day one, and for the most part, these are just being added to the website. As we talked about in my video the other day, yes, some of them have new mods and new liveries, but for the most part, they're just old vehicles being added to the website, and those are being drip fed. That seems a little ridiculous to me, but again, that's just my opinion. Let's move on and talk about one of the new vehicles coming out in Grand Theft Auto Online, and that is the Terabyte. So the Terabyte is going to be a very special vehicle because it's going to be where you can upgrade the Oppressor Mark II. It's also going to be where you can start some various hacking missions in order to essentially do work for your other businesses. So let's take a look at this video right here. This comes from Foxy Snaps. You guys can see the Terabyte is available on the Warstock Cash and Carry site. It's going to completely change the layout of the website once it is added to the game. It's going to be priced between $3,459,000 and $1,375,000, so pretty pricey. You guys can see here it has a ton of options, very similar to the MOC, the first of which being interior, where you have a bunch of options like a standard color, you've got purple, blue, lime green, red, etc. The next after that is interior detail. So very similar to maybe like an MC clubhouse or a facility where you can choose between different designs that you'll see on the wall or something like that. So that's ultimately pretty cool. After that, you guys can see there is a turret station attached. And it says if you're going to break cover, do it right. Lock onto 5 separate targets and engage in a bit of lethal multitasking from the comfort of your, I think that says swivel. So this is like the ultimate anti-air beast, it would seem. Now, we don't know how armored this is going to be, but it certainly looks as if it has a lot of firepower when it comes to taking out other aerial vehicles, so that's pretty cool. Following that, it's the drone station. So the drone station is a short-range surveillance drone that comes equipped with a stun gun and emergency self-destruct sequence. Technical proficiency has never been such delirious compensation for physical cowardice. So that's going to be pretty cool. You guys can see it is $815,000. The turret station was $297,000. Whatever interior is a little over $100,000, and the interior decal is $127,000. But that right there is pretty cool. Drones are obviously going to be a huge part of this, and I don't know how they're going to work. Are they going to go out and like attack other people? All I know is it sounds kind of interesting, that's for sure. Following that, we can add another weapon workshop. So I would imagine this is where you could modify your existing Mark II weapons, very similar of the MOC. And the final one is the specialized workshop. Now, this is important because it says the specialized workshop is the only laboratory on Earth that's high-tech and low-profile enough to customize and store the Pegassi Oppressor Mark II. So that's key right there. The Pegassi Oppressor Mark II will only be able to be stored, it kind of sounds like, in the Terabyte, and only be able to be customized there. So not only are you going to have to pay for the Pegassi Oppressor Mark II, but you're also going to have to pay for the Terabyte if you want to do anything with it. And that's pretty interesting. You guys can see that screen in the background as well. That is where our missions are going to take place. Now, our missions are going to look like this. Thanks to HubFex for actually finding this. So these are the 5 different hacking mission screens. There might be more that we have to do. You can see one of them involves an armored Gallivanter Baller and an armored mule. One of them looks to be blowing up a money truck. One of them has to do with maybe robbing Vangelico again. In the bottom left, we can actually see what those drones look like. Looks like we're in the Life Invader office. And the 5th one on the bottom right, I have no clue where they are. Something's getting blown up. There looks like there's a big truck on the right-hand side. So those are some of the mission screens we're going to be able to do. These unreleased hacking missions are only going to become available once the Terabyte is released. So that's something you've just got to wait for Rockstar to ultimately add into the game. Now, some more information on the Terabyte. This comes from Foxy Snaps. He says, the Terabyte gives you access to client jobs as a VIP CEO or MC president. The touchscreen computer inside also allows you to launch, source, and resupply missions for your existing businesses from anywhere on the map. So that's incredibly cool. A really nice quality of life improvement for the Terabyte right there. It does not come free, though. Obviously, it costs a lot of money, and you're going to have to do those hacking missions that we just talked about first, I feel like, in order to ultimately unlock that. Now, some more information on the Terabyte. This comes from XXII. In order to modify your Terabyte, you will have to go to the lowest garage level of your nightclub. So it looks like this is going to be stored in the bottommost floor, and you can also request it nearby via the Terabyte services section of your interaction menu. So your Terabyte is going to get its own little section in the interaction menu. That is pretty cool. And while using the Terabyte, the use of the MOC will be disabled. So you've got to choose between one or the other, Terabyte or MOC. There's no in between. After that, we can see the brand new unreleased vehicles on their in-game websites. Let's start with Warstock Cash and Carry. You guys can see the Menacer here, which is a 5-seater, $1,775,000. The Scramjet, which is a 2-seater, it's between $3,480,000 and $4,628,000. Very, very expensive. The Oppressor Mark II, which is a 1-seater, $2,925,000 to $3,890,000. So, wow, a lot of money right there. And then the B-11 Strike Force, a 1-seater, that's $3,800,000. So we've got a new jet, we've got a new crazy boomstick bike, supercar, and then off-road SUV. So pretty cool stuff right there. And then the 2 new vehicles that are going to be added to Legendary Motorsports. Both of them are 4-seaters, actually. The Canis Free Crawler, which is $597,000, and the Anus Stafford, $1,272,000. So really cool stuff right there. Now, some more details on the Scramjet and the Oppressor Mark II. So in order to get the trade price for the Oppressor Mark II, You have to own a Terabyte and then complete 5 client jobs as a VIP, CEO, or MC president. So I would imagine that that is pretty simple once you have the Terabyte. 5 doesn't sound like too much. And then in order to get the Scramjet price, you have to win the Hunting Pack Remix adversary mode. So that's one of the adversary modes that's going to be coming out in this update, a remix of Hunting Pack apparently. And if you win that, you save over $1 million. That's a pretty good deal. And I can also imagine that that adversary mode will include the Scramjet in some way, shape, or form. And the final thing we're going to be talking about today has to do with the eventual Blimp that is going to be added. Yes, the Blimp will eventually be added to Grand Theft Auto Online, and it's got a handful of really cool liveries that you can actually choose from. So those liveries are Chapal, E-Cola, Burger Shot, Redwood, Sprunk Extreme, Pizvazer, Jackal Racing, and then the name of your nightclub if you want it to be that. You can see at the bottom, this one is Tony's Funhouse, but that would change if you had one of the other ones like Paradise or Studio Los Santos or Galaxy, etc. So really cool stuff right there. I'm actually kind of excited for that Blimp. It'll be kind of fun to see those floating around the world. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. That right there is pretty much everything we know so far on the unreleased vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online for the After Hours DLC that will be coming out over the next couple weeks and months. Again, if you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.